Hello and welcome to Wonder Girl Tarot. This is your reading for the week of May 11th through the 17th, 2020. It's a general reading for anyone who feels called to watch the video, as well as for my returning viewers and subscribers. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you for clicking on the video. Welcome if you're new to the channel, and welcome back if you are a returning viewer. So I have shuffled the deck and drawn 3 cards. The first is going to represent Monday and Tuesday, the second Wednesday and Thursday, and the third Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But these may be energies that come and go throughout the week and aren't restricted to those particular days. So before I start the reading, I always read a poem, and this week we have one by the famous pilot Amelia Earhart, and it's called Courage. Courage is the price that life exacts for granting peace. The soul that knows it not knows no release from little things, knows not the livid loneliness of fear, nor mountain heights where bitter joy can hear the sound of wings. How can life grant us boon of living, compensate for dull grey ugliness and pregnant hate, unless we dare the soul's dominion? Each time we make a choice, we pay with courage to behold the restless day and count it fair. Okay, it's a pretty powerful poem, and clearly she was someone who possessed a great deal of courage and could perhaps be an example. But let's see what the cards have to say. Maybe there'll be some kind of correspondence. So for Monday and Tuesday, the 7 of Wands. For Wednesday and Thursday, the 3 of Swords in reverse. And for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the 3 of Wands. And under the deck, let's see, the Queen of Cups. Okay. Well, there does certainly seem to be a correspondence with the poem. 7 of Wands. Wands represents that element of fire. So passion, creativity, initiative. The 7 of Wands has to do with standing your ground, defending the place that you've chosen to position yourself. In the Rider-Waite deck, I'm using this Morgan Greer Tarot, and in the traditional Rider-Waite, the 7 of Wands character is standing on a hill with all these wands coming at him. So you may be experiencing some challenges at the beginning of the week. Other people who are trying to get in your way or foil you in some manner. There could also be challenges in your external environment. Red tape, practical problems. It could just be that, so like I said, wands represent the element of fire, which is inspiration and creativity. It could be that you have some creative plan or goal, and it's requiring a lot of courage to make it come into reality, and a lot of conviction, something you care about a lot, something, possibly even someone that you're very passionate about, and there are challenges in the way. But like I said, it's about having courage, conviction, being willing to stand up and fight for something. You have the higher ground in some respects, so you feel very certain about what it is that you want, what it is that you want to defend. I'm noticing the yellow background in these cards. Yellow represents the solar plexus chakra, so it's about creativity, optimism, creative force can be like sexuality, just that life force that wells up. Also having personal pride and belief in yourself, belief in what you stand for. It's a lot about optimism. And so I'm thinking that you're going to begin the week with a lot of strength and determination and, like I said, courage and happiness too. It just seems that, there's a confidence that the things you've been aiming for could actually become reality. Whereas perhaps in the past it seemed like things weren't worth fighting for because it would never manifest. You're finding a renewed sense of conviction and certainty that your efforts are worthwhile and that something is worth fighting for. And at the middle of the week, we have the Three of Swords in the reverse. So the Three of Swords is about heartbreaks, disappointments, deep wounds. In this deck, in the Morgan Greer, it's particularly graphic depiction. You can see the blood coming from the bottom of the sword tip, and it's like the swords are just really wedged in there. I'm thinking like this is the sort of thing that if this were an actual physical wound that you found somebody with a sword wedged in their heart like this, of course they would be dead, but like, let's say they weren't. This is where you're not supposed to remove the sword because it would just start hemorrhaging. You have to like keep it in there until they can receive the proper care. So maybe there are some deep wounds that you've experienced in the past, possibly even when you were very young, or just things that made a massive impact on you, and you've left the swords in there for a long time because you didn't want it to start hemorrhaging, so you just sort of like didn't touch it, and you tiptoed around those parts of your psyche or your heart or something like that, and you tried to avoid any circumstances that might give those, jiggle those swords or make it so that the wounds opened up. So they've just been wedged in there for a long time. But with it in the reverse, it's like they're coming out gently, easing out. So perhaps some kind of conviction or inspiration is related to a heartbreak that's starting to heal. Maybe even a way that you've lived your whole life that's a bit broken or damaged. It's starting to be released, and it's kind of like you found the remedy or the cure. So in the past, if you tried to take those swords out, it would have been too much. And so you've wisely avoided it. But now there's been some kind of catalyst for a healing to begin occurring. And so you may be feeling a bit emotional in the middle of the week, but it's in a kind of cathartic way, like something that's caused you a lot of pain could resurface in order to be examined and treated. So this could be a good time to be very kind to yourself and very gentle, and to possibly spend time alone or time in nature And it's interesting because you're so strong on the outside, and yet on the inside you may be feeling quite tender, but in a good way, you know, in a healing way. And then at the end of the week, we have the Three of Wands. So this is a very wand dominant week. The Three of Wands is about setting your sights on new horizons, waiting for your ships to come in. That's the traditional meaning, is like in the Rider-Waite deck, it's a merchant who's sent out his ships and he's waiting for the return cargo, and he's basically waiting for his fortune to come in. So maybe you've taken some steps to create something positive in your life. You could have started a new project, you could have started a new business endeavor, applied for a job, or you could be embarking on a new relationship. You're sowing seeds. Maybe you're applying for school or for a job, and you're waiting to hear back. You're waiting with a great deal of optimism. You see all that yellow in the background. And so I'm thinking that this is a week where you have the courage to dare something at the beginning of the week, and the end of the week sees you waiting for a positive result, you know, waiting with positive expectation for your actions to pay off. And I'm just going to take a look at the poem again because I'm thinking it has something to do with that. Oh, yes. Each time we make a choice, so maybe you're making some kind of choice, we pay with courage. And that's the Seven of Wands here. We pay with courage to behold the restless day. Here you are, beholding the restless day, and count it fair, which you see indeed it is with all of that sunshine. So it's so interesting because I didn't see the cards before I chose this poem. So it seems like you're taking a risk on something. And under the deck, as we saw, we have the Queen of Cups. So possibly there's somebody that's facilitating this, a very kind and loving person in your life, or you yourself could be feeling like this Queen of Cups, somebody filled with positive emotion and empathy and intuition and kind of loving kindness, very generous, which would make sense to be feeling this way when you're in the process of healing your heart. You know, your heart may be becoming whole, and that's going to be leaving you with a great deal of warmth and inspiration and intuitive expectation of positive things to come. So I hope this resonates. Please like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and take very good care. Leave me a comment if you feel so inspired, and I will be back with a video just like this next Sunday. Bye-bye.